Why cut back?
It doesn't pay.
Why cut back? Why cut back? Woo!
From the city that never sleeps, New York, a city built under bright lights and off the hustle and energy of 13 million of the hardest working people from around the world. This is Heavy Muscle TV. Now, let's go into the RX Muscle Studios and join your host, Dave Palumbo, and the RX Muscle crew.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Heavy Muscle Show. It is December 18th, 2014, and we're here live in the RX Muscle Studios in Westbury, New York. This is our Christmas special, which means special Christmas stuff. I'm here with my co-host, Sid Faruqi, and we have a special guest on the panel, Eugene Mission. Welcome, guys.
How you doing?
Great to be here. I have to hand it to Johnny Styles. That intro was stellar.
Yeah, that was a very good intro.
That had us cracking
You don't even
up.
know Steve Bleckman, and you love the intro.
I feel like I know him now through you.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's it's amazing how you could create trends and how the trend. I mean, Chris Aceto got this text message from Steve Bleckman, the owner of Muscular Development Magazine, about 2 weeks ago, and we talked about on the radio show about how Bleckman dropped like 8 employees from his roster, and then he went on this rampage about why cut back? Why cut back? We had 12 issues. Everyone else is doing it. Like his magazine's not going to cut back. Meanwhile, he cut back the page issues. He cut back his employees. He cut back the athletes who he was endorsing. But he's like claiming he's not cutting back, which he's obviously in denial of. And we created a hashtag why cut back, and it's getting a lot of action. I noticed
It's getting a lot of burn. It's getting a lot of memes now. It's getting a lot of action in the Muscle Central forum on rxmuscle.com.
Yeah. I actually suggested, I put up a potential T-shirt design, and I think I want to hold a contest. If any of you guys out there want to design the T-shirt for Why Cut Back, I'll actually make them. I promise. I'll make you at least 100 Why Cut Backs, and we'll offer them on a limited basis.
How about this? We have Iron Debate on Tuesday night.
Right.
Let's have this contest between now and Tuesday night.
All right.
And we'll announce the winner live on the show.
The T-shirt design contest?
The T-shirt design
All
contest.
right, and you know who's going to be on Iron Debate on Tuesday?
It's going to be epic.
Greg Valentino, the rambling freak, the man with the exploding arms. Greg was on the radio this Monday night on Heavy Muscle Radio, and it got a gazillion hits, the show. And he's coming on Iron Debate live with Joe Piatauer, who also used to work for Bleckman. He was the Fitness RX editor-in-chief, and these guys are not happy with him. And we're going to be talking about some pretty interesting topics, very controversial topics.
I'm excited about the T-shirt contest. I'm excited about the meme contest. A lot is going to happen on Tuesday night.
Explain what a meme is, because a lot of people don't know. I didn't know what a meme was.
What you just saw on the screen with Paulie D from the Jersey Shore and his
Right.
angry face.
I got
That's
you.
a meme. That's a meme right there, right?
Oh,
Where you take
gotcha.
a facial expression, you take something, whatever a picture
What
is
the
going
slogan
around,
is, yeah.
and you put that kind of a caption underneath
Gotcha.
it. Yeah.
All right.
But it's really funny because on the forum right now, Johnny showed some of the pictures. We have a lot of creative posters.
We do.
On the Muscle
We
Central
might have
forum.
the most creative people in the entire industry. If I can harness that positive energy and the talent there, we would be we'd probably go to Hollywood, with the stuff they got going on here. These guys spend all their waking moments coming up with these kooky ideas, and a lot of them are fun. I laughed my ass off at some of the stuff.
Yeah, and I want to say one more thing. Props to the RX Muscle social media community. Earlier today, Instagram wiped out a lot of ghost accounts, right? So there were a lot of
So people who paid for these
Right.
accounts that don't exist,
these
basically.
bot accounts, and you'll know the type where somebody claims to have 20,000 followers, right? Yet you notice
right.
that their posts, their pictures get
500,000, one of
Right.
the physique guys.
Yeah.
You know,
or Steve Black, MD says they have like 200,000 followers. There's no way they have 200,000 followers.
well, this is what happens. This is the
It's all
sure.
Chelsea follow.
This is the sure test where they claim to have 200,000 followers. Yet when they post something, it gets
3 likes.
3 likes, exactly. So what happened today is a lot of people woke up and they had a lot of their followers cut in half, cut in 30%. The RX Muscle Instagram, I think, lost maybe 30 followers altogether.
Because we don't lie. Just like I don't lie about the Species nutrition products. You know, they have all these protein spiking lawsuits where people are putting amino acids and trying to raise the protein value, and they're not putting whey isolate in there. We don't do that. We don't need to. We're about the truth, and we're about honesty here, and that's really where we're at. The interesting thing.
But I really wanted to really give a shout out, Dave, again, to our followers, because again, it's through them.
They're loyal.
Through them sharing so much of our content that, you know, our Instagram has grown leaps and bounds. Our Facebook page has grown leaps and bounds. Our Twitter presence.
Thanks to you, too.
Again, a lot of it is the followers, the way that they've shared it. You got to look there at our Instagram page right now, and you know, you look at 16,400 followers. Wow. And again, I think this morning, like I checked it when I heard this alert, and I think at most we lost 30 followers. So again, it goes to show you that our fans are real, they're loyal, they've been here with us from the beginning, and you know, it's good to know that this is not a setback for us, whereas it was a setback for a lot of brands today.
And the 30 followers that we lost, believe it or not, were all the people from the other magazines that were followers us. You just got rid of them because we figured, well, we don't want Steve Blackman to be a follower of ours, you know. So we really didn't lose anyone, just to be honest with you guys, you know. Anyway, but I have a, you know, for Christmas I always do something special. In years past, when we've had huge, you know, panels of people, I would brought Christmas presents. I like to change it up. This year I wrote a poem. I didn't write a poem. I adopted a poem. My favorite poem, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" by Clement Moore. I remember when I was in, I think, 3rd grade, we had to memorize the whole poem. The whole class, each one of us had a different line. I had the opening line, "'Twas the night before Christmas, went all through the house." That was my line. But I memorized the whole poem because we would practice it so much in class that I knew all the lines. Anyway, about a couple years back, maybe 5 years ago, I did a parody on it about Steve Blackman. Well, I didn't want to bring the same one back. A lot of people haven't heard it. It's on one of the Heavy Muscle TV shows, one of the old ones. But I did another one. Okay, but it's more updated. It's more relevant to today's bodybuilding.
Now, are we going to have the music playing in the background?
I hope Johnny. Yeah, Johnny has all that stuff. We're not going to do it right now, so Johnny, don't get panicky over there. But I'm going to read it I'm going to act it out actually, and with voices, and I'm going to give it hopefully some passion.
Really put everyone.
Yeah,
because
I think that everyone in RX Muscle Land out there wants, you know, they want to feel the Christmas spirit.
Sure.
And I'm not really into caroling or anything like that, so I'm going to read a poem. My dad, you know, has the poetry skill. I get my poetry skill from him.
How is your dad, by the way?
My dad's good. He just turned 85, as I mentioned on the last show, and he's you know, complaining as usual, and having bowel movement problems, and he still refuses to take Fiberlize on a regular basis. But
this has been the theme, talking about your father on the last 2 shows and his constipation.
Yeah. And you know how we were talking also in the other, I think it was the last show, about how we're coming out with new content for 2015.
Yes.
Well, one of the shows we're coming out with, which would actually be crossover, you know, it would be crossover towards the bodybuilding industry and the reptile industry. It's going to be called Muscle Serpents Television. It might even be called Muscle Serpents Live if we decide to do it live. And I'm going to take one of the industry icons in herpetology, not herpetology, which is good.
That was a Jeopardy question one time, and a lot of people guessed wrong on that.
Yeah. And he is one of the foremost experts on boa constrictors. He wrote the book, The Complete Boa Constrictor, Vin Russo. I mentioned him on the last show. I worked with him at Petland Discounts 30 years ago. Anyway, we're going to be doing a reptile show, and it's going to be called Muscle Serpents. You know, so we get the muscle, and then we get the snakes in there. And I'm excited to get that going in 2015. Obviously, we have the
Ask Dave. We have
Dave
Live
show.
With. So
Ask Dave is going to be, you know, back in the day in Venice Gold's gym. I don't, Eugene, you might have heard of the story. There was a guy by the name of Michael Zampano. Michael Zampano and Dan Duchesne, who everyone knows is the steroid guru, they wrote a book called The Underground Steroid Handbook, which basically explained how steroids work. Because remember, there was no internet. No one knew anything about that. And what he would do is, Michael Zampano then went on to found Champion Nutrition later, much later. He would, on Sundays, go to Gold's Venice, and he would actually do what he'd call Sunday school. It would be like classes where he'd explain to these guys how to take steroids. So in the light of Sunday school, we're going to be doing Ask Dave, which is basically like you guys are going to be able to Skype in, or I should go on your computers, look at our live chat box, and I will be on camera, and you'll be able to ask me whatever questions you want on anything you want, and I will answer them. And hopefully, you know, I will answer them correctly, which, you know, I like to think that I'm going to do a very good job at that. The good thing about me is I know a lot of useless trivia facts. So people like to ask me absurd questions, and I usually know the answers to them. Don't ask me anything about organic chemistry. I'm not good at that, but pretty much everything else I'm pretty good with.
Oh, and again, popular segment on Heavy Muscle Radio.
Right.
stump the jumbo. But again, Ask Dave is going to be 30 minutes interactive, and that's something that we're really looking to roll out for 2015, more interactive content. So we're going to have Ask Dave. We're going to have Live With, where we're going to have a new athlete every episode, and it's essentially going to be 30-minute platform, 30-minute stage for them. And that's something that, again, when you think about this industry, how many competitors, how many top competitors there are, and that they don't really have a forum, a platform to display themselves.
Yeah, and rather than it being a question answer, it's really going to be a way that these guys are going to be able to talk about what they're. Because sometimes we get interviews with people and we say, "This guy never stops talking." Oh my God, this is going to be a show where they could talk as much as they want, and and we get. Luckily, Eugene gets to come on here and talk about everything he does all the time. But not all the athletes have that form. Don't live around the corner from us. Now, before I get to Eugene, what else did I want to talk about? I'm pissed off. First of all, I went to Rick. First of all, I'm not pissed off because I went to Rick Collins' Christmas party, but Rick Collins of Legal Muscle fame.
Sure.
He invites me every year to his Christmas party, and he has it at the Chateaubriand down the block from here.
Fancy.
And I took a man there. That's why we're dressed up. And I used to go to his party in shorts and a tank top back in the day when I was 300 pounds. Nowadays, I own a supplement company, and they got all the judges and lawyers. I got to look presentable.
Right.
So, I'm all dressed up. We're driving down to the party. I didn't really want to go because I have the TV show, but I said I'm going to go because I love Rick and I love all the people there. I'm driving that thing and I see a flash go off, and I realize I got a red light ticket. Now, there's this one traffic light. I've gotten 5 red light tickets.
Where is this for the Long Island viewers?
It's right at the corner of Old Country Road and I believe it is Carmen's Road or somewhere, or Salisbury Park Drive.
Okay.
It's right by the cemetery there, right by his Holy Rood Cemetery.
Right.
And every time I go through that light, I get a ticket because when I see yellow, I accelerate. That's just a natural instinct for me.
As do most Long Islanders.
Yeah, but you're supposed to stop. And that light gets me every single time. And every time I get a ticket, it's $80. So, right, you've got him, right? Yeah. And you can't fight him.
Yes.
And I'm like, this is bullshit. So I went to the Christmas party. It cost me $80, basically. And then it cost me another $5 for a tip for the valet guy. So $85 to go to the Christmas party.
Dinner. You got dinner.
I got dinner. I got a little bit of dinner.
Here is one thing that Long Island, Nassau County is doing very right. They're going to repeal the school zone speed limit cameras.
Oh, I didn't even know they had those there. It's a good thing I don't drive past schools.
Also, yes.
Oh, you got a school ticket?
Yes.
A school zone ticket?
How much was it after the admin and everything?
Probably $80.
$80.
Yeah. Can you imagine? I see those lights flashing because the flash is they have at night they have a camera that does a flash so that they can see a license plate. That's how they prove it's you.
During the same thing, the cameras.
Oh, they do also. I just don't see the flash as much. What? That's a great one. I love that one. Hey, even Arnold's getting in the swing of things. The thing that's pissing me off about the freaking thing is because I keep doing it at the same freaking traffic light. So, I think that's got to be unconstitutional. I really believe it. Unless the guy can witness you going through that light, I say it hasn't happened. It's like if the tree falls in the woods and no one's there to witness it, did the tree
the problem
fall?
is you get it in the mail.
Did the tree make noise?
Well, yeah, and the way that they frame it in these letters is basically like, "Hi, Dave Palumbo, gotcha," and they have a picture of it, picture of your plate.
You can go online and watch the video too. That's the even crazier thing.
And the funny thing is, I've actually watched myself. I'm like, look at me driving.
Yeah, I'm like, what a dope. Actually, Amanda got one, and she was like trying to blame me, and we actually checked. I think it was you.
So did you guys watch it again and again? And
I paid for it just in case.
I didn't. I would have paid for it. It doesn't matter. It's annoying. First of all, they must make so much money on these cameras. I think.
Well, that was if you remember. In
Texas, they did away with it.
Right.
So they made it unconstitutional.
So recently they had the midterm elections, right? And so in the local political races, that was one of the hot topic issues, the school zone cameras, right? So for those who are unaware or don't have this in their area, this is exactly what was happening. So you had, in front of a school, middle school, high school, or whatever, you would see these signs that would say 20 miles per hour.
40 miles. Then suddenly a couple...
It changes.
Right.
Yeah, you don't even know it. Yeah.
You notice everybody in front of you was literally crawling. And that's how it would be for, whatever, a 1,000-yard stretch. And so it became to the point where, okay, if there weren't cars in front of you, you weren't familiar with the area, you were driving at your normal speed,
right.
2 days later, you're going to get a ticket in the mail. And so that was starting to pile up. So Eugene is saying that he got an $80 ticket. What a lot of people were noting was that the $60 or $50 was the actual ticket, but then there was like a $30 admin fee.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so people raised hell about it. And now every local politician came out and said, well, I was never for this in the beginning.
Yeah,
and now all of a sudden, Nassau County, voted to repeal it. So those are going to go
The
away.
irony is that I was at the Rick Collins Christmas party. You were there, Eugene, too, and half the people there were judges. So I should have gone and argued it right there. I was thinking maybe I can grab one of these judges and say, "What the freak is going on here?"
Dave, one
What?
woman came to me. I recognized this face. I said, "Yeah, really?" She said, "Did you get arrested?" I
You
said,
got arrested?
No, no.
Oh.
She said, I know you somewhere. I said, You don't know me.
Oh, because she was a judge.
Yeah, she said, you probably got arrested. I said, no.
Now, speaking of arrests, Eugene has been acting up a storm. He's been in 2 episodes, right, of Gotham,
Yes.
which is about Batman, right?
Yes.
And what do you do in these? What was your? I know you usually play a Russian in most of these things. Is that it? Yeah. There's
No, this one I got him playing the armed guard.
armed guard.
Torture a guy in basement.
They don't. You bring your own gun, or they give you a gun?
they give me a
Oh,
gun.
they give you things. Eugene has his own gun. There he is.
AK-47 o'clock.
So you know how to hold that because you've shot a couple of those before, right? Many times.
Yes.
Now, what? There's another TV show you're on too called Allegiance.
Yeah, it's new one coming out in 2015.
Now, when you go to the set of these movies, they must recognize you. I'm assuming,
Yeah,
right?
some people, same crew actually filming for another.
Now, is there a way to like pitch to these guys, like you'd like some more speaking roles or bigger roles? How do you like schmooze these guys? What's the best way to go about doing it? I know you see them almost every day.
What do you mean the?
Like, how do you talk? I mean, obviously you want to network with these guys. You want them to know who you are. How do you get them to know that you're a good actor? Because most of the time, a lot of these like extra parts, you're not really saying anything.
Yes.
So how do you get them to like recognize that you have talent? I mean, is there anything you can do?
No, but I guess you have to interact with them, talking by face to face.
And do you speak with them? I mean, because it's
Yeah,
busy on
I
the
do
set.
speak.
You do.
Yes. I catch sometimes moments, make sure they're
You
gonna
do?
see and talk face to face.
Oh, okay. You should show them. Do you show them your pictures of like
Yeah, I
bodybuilding?
show places Mr. Olympia when I compete and when off-season pictures. And some people even know what does mean Mr. Olympia
Right.
because a lot of they don't care about you, Mr. Olympia, who you are.
Do you bring the pictures like from when you're at home watching, Lone Survivor or Lone
Yeah, I
Wolf?
showed everything.
When you're dressed up with the
Yes,
gear
yes,
on
I
and
showed
everything.
everything,
Yeah. They find that
People,
amusing.
no, but they're thinking about how was doing movies in the past. I
Okay.
mean, the action movies.
I think we got to get him in Expendables 4. I still haven't seen Expendables 3 though. It's on.
You know what we got to do? We got to
Better
do
than second
Yeah,
one.
I'm gonna rent.
what we talked about before this episode when
What?
we were off air, that we were going to get Eugene to
I
come
know.
in as a different Russian
Spetsnaz.
character
Spetsnaz.
Yeah.
every episode
Right.
and act in character.
Right.
We'll have
My-
the Russian national
What
anthem.
are your
and
favorites? My favorites are
Drago. Drago, without a doubt.
Yeah,
Drago.
I know he loves Ivan Drago from Rocky
Rocky
IV.
4, yeah.
There's also Universal Soldier. We got to get him to come in as with Van Damme and but I like the Dolph Lundgren part. You got to come in. What else did we? Commando. Arnold from Commando.
About 3-4.
Predator.
Predator. That might be. We got Kai Green to dress as the Predator.
Both me and him.
Yeah, and you could be Arnold in the movie.
Terminator.
Terminator. Yeah, but
Terminator.
what else? I'm trying to think.
Lone
Of
Survivor.
what about the Lone
Black Hawk Down.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like for
All favorite movies.
right? For
Yeah.
American
now,
audience,
Black Hawk Down.
Is that your favorite too? Yeah.
Yes.
see, for American audiences, when we think any European actor, European accent, we generally gravitate to Arnold.
Yeah.
But when we think of a Russian actor, we generally gravitate to Drago.
Yeah.
So those are the two that we're most
And he's
familiar
not even
with.
Russian, right?
Right.
He's Swedish, the guy.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing. Now, when you watched the Expendables 3, for instance, which character can you relate to the best in that movie?
Mel Gibson.
So you like to play the evil parts, in other words?
Yes.
Okay. So I think that's good. I think that was a big mistake when Arnold left playing the evil
I
parts
know,
and
but
started
Dave,
becoming the good
also,
guy.
in the future, when I'm gonna do better in the movies, I wanna
Yeah.
play Psych. You know the Con Air, Cyrus Virus.
Con Air. You
Something
like to play
that.
the psychopath.
Crazy, completely.
You like to give me your best psychopath face. Maybe we can get a close up on you. Hold on, man. Get a close up on.
I need to get more serious.
All right. Give him a second. I won't laugh at you. Look into the camera right there. Get a nice. She's got a good close up on you. Say something. All right, say something psychopathic now.
But in Russian.
Like say you're threatening someone.
But in
like
Russian.
Yeah, do it in Russian now. Into the camera. Look right at the camera there. Get him a little closer.
Yeah.
No laughing. Spielberg could be watching right now. You're going to blow your chance. Here's your audition right here.
So funny.
Look in the camera. Come on, here's your audition. But maybe pretend Sylvester Stallone's looking at you. He's like, oh, Eugene, give me your best criminal. I don't want to put you in
In
the.
Russian or English?
I think in Russian.
Do it in Russian.
It's gotta
I
be
want to
more
put you in the next
authentic.
Expendables 4.
Cycle? Or what?
Psychopath, like, just like you're threatening someone. Look right at the camera. Do it right in the camera there. You look a little like Viggo Mortensen. You know who Viggo Mortensen? Then you saw Eastern. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's actually.
You could get the blue eyes. You got that little bit of a psychopath look in your eyes.
He's
Yeah.
Latvian. Estonian.
Is he? Is that what he is?
Something, yes.
All right. Right
All
to the
right,
camera.
here
Here
we
you go.
go.
Here's your audition right now.
Don't-
No one's gonna know what you're saying anyway, so just say it. Say like, I'll fuck you up or something like that. In Russian.
I'm not angry though. Tonight.
What? Yeah. But
want-
but you want to be an actor, you got to be able to flip the switch, right?
Если еще раз повторишь, сука, вырву яйца, мразь. Ты меня понял?
I'm scared. That's good. I like it. He looks dangerous. That's what dangerous
Yeah.
is no good. When you see someone who looks dangerous, you usually run.
And especially when they're like the calm, composed, dangerous.
Yeah, he's
That's
not,
even more
yeah, he's the
intimidating.
calm, composed psychopath.
Yeah.
I would be like the loud, like a nutcase.
Look,
when
like
I'm
veins
screaming.
popping
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
He-
I got the
he-
veins, yeah.
No. See, you're talking about very aggressive, but for me, I would like to play cycle, but it's still funny.
Right.
And I can laugh in your face and I
Yeah.
cut your head off.
Right, you like to be the calm, collected psychopath.
Yes.
Yeah. Those are the most dangerous.
Also, I like the movie Malkovich playing. Kill the
I know what you're
President.
talking about.
And Clint Eastwood and Malkovich.
Man.
He's playing security of president, and Malkovich playing another cycle.
When he
Kill
defends the president. Yeah, he defends
this
the
is
president.
what very nice.
You like so you
that-
want to play the bad guy.
that's it.
All right, that's good. All right, there we go. Anyone out there, if Stallone's out there, who's ever out there, this guy needs a break in Hollywood.
No,
Give him a
Dave,
break.
I also like comedy, not just this one.
Well, you could do both.
Yes.
Because you're it's like Arnold doing comedy. You do it with the accent. That's what's good. Now, can you get rid of your accent? Like if I said to you, I need you to speak like an American.
I need time for that.
You got to practice that. All right, you still
But
work.
I don't do it on purpose now.
Yeah.
I talk like I wanna now.
Yeah, because I watch shows. You ever watch these shows and it's like The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
And all the main characters in The Walking Dead are actually British actors.
Right,
British,
but they speak in-
actors. They speak like they're from the South.
Like
it's amazing.
the new Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, the guy from
Yeah.
Social Network, he's British. So I didn't know he was British,
I didn't
right?
know he was either.
Yeah, no. And then when I saw him hosting Saturday Night Live, and he was full British, I'm like,
Wow.
is he putting on a
Yeah,
fake
it's amazing.
accent?
Yeah. It's amazing. The people who could fake the accents are amazing, or can change their
Yeah.
accents, I could say. All right, so let's talk about one more thing before we get to the poem. I want to mention we have Heather Dees on the show a little later. She's going to be Skyping in. She has been invited to the Arnold Classic. She was second there last year. Said
Yeah.
she missed the Olympia. She skipped it. She gave her body a rest. I think she's going to be doing, it was a very smart move on her part, and I think we're going to see the best Heather Dees we've ever seen at the Arnold. So I'm excited to get her on. We also have another guest of ours on, a men's physique competitor, and the interesting thing about him is I'm friends with a guy by the name of Willie. I'm doing his diet now. He owns this steakhouse called Uncle Jack's Steakhouse. Is that what it is? And it's very well known. He's got like 3 locations in Manhattan and a couple and one on Long Island here. And he's friends with. He said to me, "You got to meet my friend because I'm trying to get Willie in shape."
Sure.
He's like, Danny Lee is like he's like my motivation to work out. Like he wants to look like this guy. I said, all right, I'll call him up. Let's see. Former military guy. He's here today. We're going to get him on the set. We're going to find out what he's all about. He actually knows another guy we had on the set here, Teddy Neptune.
Teddy Neptune, actually, if you're watching, called me Sunday morning at 8 in the morning. I'm thinking to myself,
Really? What's he doing up that early?
I have no idea, but you know what? He's very excited about what we did for him. He wants to do more for us. He wants to do a stunt video with the talented Johnny Styles.
Oh, okay.
So,
I want to get him on a men's physique stage because I think he's that talented that I think that we could probably turn him pro in 1 year. Oh, we got some feedback over there from our guest who says that he agrees with that too. Now, before we get to my "Twas the Night Before Christmas" rendition, I want to mention the new movie that's was supposed to come out called The Interview. It was written by I believe Seth Rogen, and it was a parody basically on killing the president of North Korea,
Kim Jong-un.
yeah, who the little short guy. and
James Franco.
evidently, and Rob Lowe's in it too. Rob Lowe was very pissed
Rob
off.
Lowe is hilarious.
They really pissed off that they're not releasing this movie.
Right.
Because I guess explain what happened.
So what happened is this: the premise of the movie is James Franco and Seth Rogen are hired, I guess, by the U.S. government to go and interview Kim Jong-un, but in the process to kill him. Right? The whole idea is that it's an assassination plot.
Right.
Now, again, it's supposed to be a comedy, but in the end, they do kill Kim Jong-un. Now, months ago, North Korea had launched an edict saying that if this movie gets out, we will consider it a war crime, or we will consider it a war offense, right? That we will retaliate.
Right.
So what's happened recently, it's been in a couple of different areas. A group has hacked Sony, right? Now hacked their information,
Emails and
hacked their emails, and I mean,
I noticed one email was like about from the executive of Sony talking about Angelina Jolie saying that she's a spoiled bitch and she's a terrible actress.
No, and all sorts of personal emails for the Sony executives. Everything from their emails, their payroll, their exact salary information. And there was a leaked
No
email
one ever
from-
hacks us because we have nothing interesting going on there, actually.
There was an email leaked from James Franco. I forget which movie he was bragging about, but apparently, and this has gone viral, it was literally a page-long email saying nothing but ha 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 ha. And you know, James Franco is one of those types. He could be a
dark
little
comedy
exactly
comedian,
right.
yeah.
So anyway, they threatened the theaters that would be playing this movie, saying that if you thought 9/11 was bad, wait till you see what we have planned for you if you air this movie. So what happened is, one by one, the major theater networks, the theater chains, started dropping this movie as a legitimate security threat. And then Sony altogether, I believe yesterday...
First they canceled the premiere and then they just canceled the movie.
They canceled the movie altogether.
Now, the actors are really pissed off.
Of course.
Because they're like, I can't believe you guys are caving to this terrorism.
Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the things that, you know, we always, as Americans, we always talk about that, you know, Americans show resolve in the face of terrorism. And
we don't negotiate with terrorism.
We don't negotiate with terrorism, exactly. And now you have a situation where between cyber hackers, and that said, I believe the U.S. government has flat out said that this leaks back to North Korea, that this hacking job has been done by North Korea.
Who else cares about it? No one else cares.
So now here's the thing, though, Dave.
Yeah.
Because a couple of things have happened today which have people thinking, right?
If our computers get hacked tomorrow, I know it's Steve Blackman. He's the only one we're making fun of. No one else cares about it.
But so what happened today is that these hackers
Yeah.
apparently launched a list of demands.
Right.
Right. One of the demands, they said that no movie shall go over 2 hours. That if it's unless it's a piece of classic art, should not go past 2 hours.
They want free
Another
McDonald's for life. I heard that.
They want popcorn prices reduced to $2, and that's it. And they said that this is a clip from
my
Team
God.
America World Police. This is where they originally portrayed Kim Jong-il, right? So, and the other demand was something along the lines of how no movie should ever have a sequel unless it's The Godfather.
Oh my God.
So a lot of comical things. And then there was something really racist about Denzel Washington, how he should no longer be involved in movies. So that was then, Dave, about an hour before we went on air.
Yeah.
There's a rumor circulating. Now, I don't know how credible it is.
Right.
I don't know if there's any legitimacy behind it. But the rumor is, somebody started this and it's starting to catch fire, as does everything on social media, that this is one big publicity hoax by Sony.
By Seth Rogen, probably.
Or by Seth Rogen.
And
the
James
idea was
Franco.
that they're saying that the movie probably was terrible.
Oh, they probably
and they knew that it was going to tank. That this was the only way that they could give this movie any sort of credence.
It's possible. And you know what? They might possibly still release it. Now everyone's going to want to see it,
Yeah,
of course.
of course.
Because they want to see what the hell, they almost canceled about it.
Really, in reality, are we really afraid of North Korea and what they're
I know.
potentially going to
I
be
know,
able to
I
do?
know, I know. It's crazy. It's nuts. I believe you. I think it's a publicity stunt too. All right, we got a commercial break coming up, but I'm going to end this segment with
Do you have music?
my rendition. Yeah, I'm going to let Johnny put the music on, and I'm going to read my version of it. You know, the name of the poem was not the "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." It's actually called "A Visit from St. Nicholas." That's the name of the poem. It's by Clement Clark Moore, but this is the Dave Palumbo version of it, okay? My father will be proud. Here we go. I'm going to read it as soon as Johnny starts the music. It's not too loud, Johnny. Keep this very low. Because people have to hear my voice. There we go. So I feel like I'm in a nightclub now. Kind of talking to the audience before I
No, I feel like you should have a Santa Claus hat on. Children.
Here we go. 'Twas the night before Christmas. Through branches and leaf, not a creature was stirring, not even Phil Heath. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care. in hopes that Arnold Schwarzenegger soon would be there. The bodybuilders were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of protein powder danced in their heads. Amanda took out the garbage, and I closed the gate, and we both settled down for iron debate. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my couch to see what was at her. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster to midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes did descry, but a miniature sleigh and eight men's physique eyes. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment Santa was sick. More rapid than eagles his courses they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dorian, now Green, now Heath and Coleman, on Wolf, on Rami, on Victor and Roden. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As leaves that before the wild hurricanes fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the courses they flew, with a sleigh full of toys and Bleckman too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pouring of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney Steve Bleckman came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with hair gel and soot. A bundle of vitamins he had flung on his back, and he looked like a pedophile just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the glasses on his face were as white as the snow. The magazine he held so tight in his teeth, and the pages The magazine he held so tight in his teeth, and the page count so pathetic, it gave him great grief. He had a stern face, a 14-inch neck, and then some, that earned him the badass nickname Cro-Magnum. He was a skinny old man who ate a ketogenic diet and laughed when I saw him in spite of my own quiet riot. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had a lot to dread. He spoke not a word but went straight to his work, and he fired half his staff despite that it hurt. And laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, he gave me the hose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drew out of sight, "Why cut back? Why cut back?" And to all a good night. Stay tuned. We're going to commercial break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Johnny can't get me out of here. What's going on?
It doesn't pay.
Why cut back? Why cut back? Woo!
This is IFBB Figure Pro Heather Dees, and I love my Species ISO bag. If you want to be like me, go to speciesnutrition.com and order yours today.
New breed nutrition, we don't train to lose.
Welcome back from the break, and I did my rendition of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, and hopefully you guys liked it. And Sid, they can hashtag Why Cut Back, right, on our Twitter?
Yes. So if
How does that work?
Well, simple enough. If you have what we're doing right now, is we're having a T-shirt contest. So see who can design the best Why Cut Back T-shirt. Hashtag Why Cut Back T-shirt. Also, who can design the best hashtag Why Cut Back meme. So if you look on the Muscle Central forum right now on rxmuscle.com, we have a lot of very creative contributions. So we're going to announce the winner of the Why Cut Back T-shirt contest Tuesday night on Iron Debate. And again, if you have any funny thoughts, whatever, use the hashtag Why Cut Back.
Maybe we could dress up Eugene as a woman, and we can put Why Cut Back, like, and then we'll put more clothes over him.
The people already come in the forums asking about if I'm gay.
Oh, yeah, well, because you put up funny pictures, that's why. Eugene, people don't understand, in Russia, gay humor is like a big thing there, right? Everyone loves to make fun of gay people.
Yes,
Yeah. So people think because Eugene talks about gay humor, that gay jokes and makes fun of gay people, that he's gay, but he's not.
No, but also I did a couple photo shoot for Ulrich, Ulrich?
Ulrich, yeah.
Yes,
Ulrich, yeah. He has a lot of gay people on his site.
And usually after competition, you go there like gym training.
You're not gay, are you?
I'm not sure. But
he loves to tell Rick Collins gay jokes too. Rick Collins starts getting
they're a little bit scared.
He gets scared.
They run away.
He's like, Eugene sends me a lot of gay stuff, a lot of gay text messages. Like, I think he likes you. All right, we have our first guest of the evening, Sid, on the line. I don't know if she's on Skype or she's on Facebook, but or FaceTime. We Heather Dees has been with Species Nutrition for about 2 years now, and maybe more. And she was an athlete that I always looked at, and I said, you know what, this is the girl that every girl who starts working out wants to look like. She's pretty. She's got a good physique. She's got a great personality. She comes from Utah. She doesn't get in any trouble. She's married. I mean, this is the quintessential, perfect, physique competitor that you want to really emulate.
And she's smart.
And she's smart. She's intelligent.
She is who you want representing your brand.
Absolutely. And I stand by her. I always tell people that because I really believe in her. She was second at the Arnold Classic last year. We were very proud of her. She had a little mishap in New York, and then she took off the Olympia because she wanted to be her best for the Arnold coming up this year. And we got her on the line right now. Let's patch her through. Heather Dees, welcome to the show. There she is.
Thank you so much, Dave. Yeah,
now,
I'm here.
I got a question
Hi,
for you.
Everyone.
What's going on? Do they not have Skype in Utah there?
They have Skype. I just don't have it in my hair studio. I'm at work right now.
Oh, that's right.
Doing Yeah.
You do hair. A lot of people don't know that, Heather, about you, that you're actually a hairstylist.
Keep it under wraps.
Keep it on the right.
I want
Now,
people to be like, hey, we cut my hair at the Arnold.
hairstylists, I understand, have different specialties. Some are colorists, some like to cut hair, some do men's hair. What's your specialty?
Well, colors and cuts. I do most of, like, not a lot of people get perms anymore. I probably wouldn't do very many of those, but I do a lot of haircuts, colors, women's and men's. It's not gender specific.
When you're watching shows like, bodybuilding shows or physique, figure, bikini, do you look at the girls and say, "Oh my God, what I wish I would have done her hair. She just doesn't know what she's doing." Like, do you like cringe when you see that?
I think not on a pro level, but like on some amateur levels, yeah, I think people need to remember how important their hair and makeup is for a show.
What's the biggest mistake you see people making on stage, like with the way they style their hair?
Too big, I think, will take away from the physique. Like if they make their hair too big, then it like narrows their shoulders, or it distracts from the physique. That's a big thing. Or maybe the wrong color. Sometimes it blends in with the tan. So you want something, and that's probably why you find a lot of girls wear dark hair, because either you're blonde or you're dark. Sometimes those in-between colors blend into the tan, and it just looks too much.
Yeah. I've never seen too many competitors that had red hair that it actually worked for them. There's a couple, but not many. Now, I told Ava Cowan a couple years back that when she went dark-haired and her placings went down, I said, you really got to go blonde. And she yelled at me, and like I didn't know what I was talking about, and she got mad at me. And then I saw her come back the next year, and she had blonde hair again, and her placings went up again. Is that? I mean, it really. Some people just look better with certain color hairs, right?
Yeah, I definitely think some people. I mean, their complexion and all that stuff definitely determines their hair color. But then you got to keep it like healthy too. So you don't want to overdo it to where you just don't have good hair anymore.
Right. Now, would you ever consider like changing your color, or do you think brown works for you?
Brown works for me. I mean, my hair is probably a shade lighter than it is, so I already darken it a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I probably wouldn't go lighter. I've probably been every color in the book, but for me, I think I found the color and I'm going to stick with it. Maybe in the future, but probably not during my competitive career.
I'd like to see you red. I think you might be all right at redhead. Like not like the strawberry red, but like the Auburn red.
Well, it's funny.
Fiery
my mom's
red.
a redhead.
Oh, she is. See,
Yep.
I got a good eye for colors, as my dad always likes. My dad always says, "You inherited from me. You got good color. You have good eye for colors." But I think I'm colorblind. But I'm good with putting colors together. So, all right, let me ask you this, Heather. You took off the Olympia. That's a big step for a girl who's a competitor of your caliber, who plays second at the Arnold. You've been at that Olympia level. You've been third at the Olympia, which is the third best in the world. How hard was it for you to miss the Olympia this year, watching these other girls up there?
It was really hard. I mean, it's even hard to look back on and be like, oh man, I missed it. But at the same time, when I was there, I knew if I would have been up against the girls that had time off, I wouldn't have placed as well as I did the previous year. So it would have been a total defeat. Where I felt good, I was, I've had a good break, and I was able to make some improvements. And I'm already seeing like the benefits of the break. So yeah, it was kind of hard, but at the same time, I think it was a good thing to do. And I think it will show people that they can take the time off necessary to give their body a rest and actually make improvements, instead of being pressured to go, and continue to decrease in placings. Because the second I did have my mishap, I was like, now I need to go back to the drawing board and make sure that I'm going to come in even better the next time, instead of getting written off from then on out.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, you were doing 3 shows a year, and they weren't all together. More than 3 shows, but you were doing like the Arnold shows, and then you were doing the New York Pro, which was in May, and then you were doing the Olympia at the end of the year. And then, it's just, there's no time from ever dieting. So it's impossible really to make any improvements when you do that. And people don't realize that. And there's a lot of pressure for you to do that because you're at that elite level. But if you want to move up from second to first, you really have to take that time to make the improvements.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like looking at other athletes that did have some time off, they were able to make improvements. I mean, I did 17 pro shows since I turned pro in 2000. Let's see, my first pro show was May of 2011. And I didn't place below the top 5 all but 2. So I was in the top 5 in 15 pro shows in 4 years. And so the second I did see some sort of negative effects, I'm like, this is the time to step back. And so I can actually make those improvements, because I think it was on average close to 5 shows per calendar year. So it was really nice to have a break, and I'm so glad I did. And it'll show on stage when I get back up there.
Yeah, no, that's great. Being out in Utah, you don't ever hear of much going on in Utah. And if any of I don't know if you have been following, Heather, but I know a lot of the fans have been following that I've gotten into snakes and boa constrictors, and I want to breed them. So I breed them. One of the top, boa constrictor breeders is actually out in Utah, right where you guys are. Jeremy Stone, boaconstrictors.com. And so I might have to come out there and do some filming out there. Are you afraid of snakes?
I would be able to overcome my fear. I think I am afraid of snakes, but I'd be okay with it.
Because I'm thinking,
you should come out though. It's awesome.
Yeah, species is such a good, species and snakes go together so well that maybe we'll get you like. You and a snake, holding a bottle of Isolize or something like that for the next big commercial that Johnny Styles is going to mastermind. I think that might be a good idea.
She's like, yeah.
We'll have to give you hazard pay or something like that. Just in case anything happens. She's not so happy.
I'll do some research so that way I'm not super terrified. But yeah, so far that's kind of creepy, but I'll do it.
Yeah, well, we're a freaky kind of company, but. Have you got a chance? I don't know if did we send Heather any of the cookies and cream Protolized pudding yet and Isolize? No, I don't think we have. Well, we're going to send you some out there.
No.
Because we need you to sample it and show off how much you like it. But we just got it in like 2 days ago, so we're sending it off to Heather Dees. We'll get her feedback on that. Now, I understand. Do you have any projects? Do you have a project going on out there right now? Didn't you just hold a camp or something like that?
Pose like a pro.
How'd that go?
Yep.
Tell us about it.
What was that? Sorry.
Oh, you had a posing camp you held out there in Utah?
Oh, yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Amazing.
How'd that go?
We had a really good turnout. It was, we're going to have a follow-up one. We're going to kind of do a series, so we're going to do another one January 17th. But there was a super good turnout. It was awesome. A lot of new people in the industry, just getting some questions answered to what to expect when they're going to step on stage, getting familiar with supplements. It's awesome to be able to educate people, especially that are just starting out in the industry.
Yeah, and why cut back, Sid, right?
Absolutely. Why cut back?
Heather, we're very proud of you. We're all pulling for you at the Arnold Classic. You're going to be going up against, I don't know, is Nicole Wilkins in the lineup? I didn't see her in there.
No, she's not in it.
So it's going to be you and Candace again, huh? Head to head. I don't know if she heard me. I think it's going to be you and Candace Keene head to head again, huh?
Yeah, that probably will be what it will be.
Now, Candace has obviously been, just knocking at the door. She can't seem to get past Nicole Wilkins. You obviously have been having trouble getting past Candace. With the extra time off you had, Candace obviously didn't have that extra time off. Do you think this might give you the ability to push past her?
To push past Candace?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had a little time off. I know it's always neck and neck with me and her, and I don't want to come across arrogant, but I think I think it's a possibility for sure. I definitely have the drive too, and I can see my structure and I can analyze it, and I'm pretty sure I've brought up the improvements necessary to do the work. So we'll see. It'll be fun. All
right. Well, like I said, we're pushing for you. Heather Dees out in Utah, calling in live. Thanks for joining us tonight, and good luck with the prep.
Thanks for having me. It's nice to be talking to you guys.
All right. Guys, we're going to go to a commercial break, and we're going to come back with our men's physique star of the night, and we're going to find out a little about more from Eugene, what he's got going on in the Hollywood field. Sid and I are going to come up with you know, everyone has to have like their own little reel, Sid, about like, you know, little roles they can show and they can send to producers and directors. Like, let's say Mark Wahlberg wanted to put him in a movie.
Right.
He'd have to send him a reel. I bet you don't have a reel, do you, Eugene? No. You're supposed to get all the clips from all the stuff that you did and you put it in a reel. But we got to make a reel for him. Like, we need to like have him do like a little acting job here. And so maybe we should write a script. I got to get Pop-Tart to do it. Pop-Tart, if you're listening, write some movie lines for Eugene to do. We'll film it here. I can put me in. I'll play like a bad guy too, and we could like interact with each other. And I want Eugene to show me, like maybe he gets pissed off at me or something like that because I double crossed him or something like that. And Eugene can show me like, you know, how pissed he gets. You like that?
Yes.
All right. All right. Sure. Stay tuned. We're going to commercial break. When we come back, our next guest.
That's right.
It doesn't pay.
Why cut back? Why cut back? Woo!
This is IFBB Figure Pro Heather D's, and I love my Species ISO bag. If you want to be like me, go to speciesnutrition.com and order yours today.
New breed nutrition, we don't train to lose.
All right, welcome back from the break. That was Heather D's IFBB Figure Pro Extraordinaire, second place at the Arnold. We just had on the FaceTime joining us in the studio. Sid, you're to my right now, and my newest guest on the panel now, to my left, NPC men's physique competitor Danny Lee. Or do you go by Dan?
Dan works. Dan Lee's good.
Dan Lee?
Yeah.
Not Stan Lee, Dan Lee.
Not like Stanley. No. Stanley like Stanley.
Okay. We should all.
That's how you remember it.
We should only be as rich as Stanley. I got news for you. But now, we have a mutual friend.
This is true. He's actually a family member of mine.
He is a family member
through marriage. Yeah, my girlfriend's cousin.
I didn't know that.
Husband.
Uncle Jack Steakhouse, my new client Willie, who I'm getting to lose weight, told me that you're his model extraordinaire. That you're the guy he wants to look like.
Right. Yeah. Actually, he just texted me today. I was going back and forth.
Yeah.
He said he lost 20 pounds working with you.
He
he's
has.
Very happy.
Yeah. He's a good client.
Yeah. Definitely.
He's a good. He likes to. You know what? He's smart because what he does is he goes to the best. Not that I'm the best, but I'm one of the best. And then he follows and listens and he learns from them. And that's why he's so successful in business. He's got 3 of the most successful steakhouses in New York City. He might be. I think he's #2 steakhouse, right?
He had a show on Food Network. Restaurant Stakeout.
Yeah.
He had like 5 seasons running. So.
And he's got a new one coming out, he told me.
Yep.
Did you know about that? I don't remember the name of it, but he's got a new one.
I don't know a lot about it, but I know he's got something coming out.
He was supposed to be here tonight. I was trying to get him to come.
Someone good to know, definitely, 100%, man.
He was supposed to be here tonight. And you know what he does?
That.
Yeah, he couldn't make his. I waited till the last minute to ask him. But what he does is he sends me texts of all the food he eats every day because he's got a gourmet chef cooking him all his food. And I'm sitting in the office eating cacao bars, and he's sending me these filet mignons and salmon fillets, and they're all on like nice beds of lettuce and vegetables and everything.
I get those texts every once in a while.
Yeah, you're talking at the microphone.
I get those texts every once in a while.
And I'm like, fucking stop sending me the food. I said, I'm starving here. Unless you're going to deliver it here, I don't want to see it, I told him. And he laughs.
He definitely eats good. Definitely eats good.
Now, you were in the military.
I was.
At age 17 for 8 years.
I joined at the age of 17.
Why?
Actually, I didn't really want to join. A friend of mine actually convinced me to do it together with him.
How crazy were you to be convinced?
You know what? I kind of wanted to get away from everything as well.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know that story. But come to.
Were you a bad kid?
I wasn't a bad kid, but I was around bad things.
Right.
Kind of thing. I could have easily turned to that.
Wow,
that's when I was a model. I modeled for about 4 years here in New York City.
Wow. Why'd you stop?
It was a transition. So so basically the way that worked was I met a guy named Sam Belush who was an ex bodybuilder. He did some men's physique competitions. He's also a coach who was starting his own clothing line, and I actually modeled for him. Through that, he said, "Hey man, you got a great physique. You ever thought about men's physique?" I'd never heard about it, and this is only about a year and a half ago.
Right.
And
I would think modeling makes more money than men's physique competitors, but
it does. But I was kind of coming toward the transition towards the end of the. You got to be young for that stuff.
How old are you now?
I'm 35 now. I'm getting.
You're 35.
I'm 35 years old. Yeah.
Holy man, you got a great head of hair.
Yeah, man. I'm holding on to it, man.
You look like you're 25.
I got a little bit of.
All right, let's go back to the military for a minute. So you got convinced to go into the military.
I got convinced. Turns out the guy that was going to go with me caught a felony gun charge, so I was going on my own. But you know what?
Was this one of the guys that you were getting in trouble with?
A little trouble here and there, but I never actually got anything serious.
Right. You weren't carrying an illegal gun?
Because I got my ass away, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But, yeah, so it turns out he didn't go with me. But you know what? The best thing that could have happened to me. 17 years old. I'm still in high school.
Right.
My junior year of high school. Now I got to go to basic training during that summer and then go back and complete my senior year of high school. I tell you what, that senior year.
When you're in high school, you can get into the military?
That's how it works. That's how it works. You go in, you sign up, you do your training.
They convince you to go there. That's
you do your training, right? You come back, you finish your senior year of high school, and then you go to your unit.
Was the boot camp difficult for you?
I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult than it was, but at the same time. I thought I was in great shape. I mean, I played sports. I was athletic. I mean, I fell in love with the gym right away. So, I tried out for football. They wanted me to be a lineman. I didn't want to, so that didn't work out. But it did introduce me to the weight room, and I fell in love with the concept that you can get in there and you can completely change your body and become whatever you want.
So you come back from the military boot camp.
So I came back from there feeling like a stud.
Yeah.
I looked great. I mean,
were all the women after you? Did the women have a different attitude towards you now?
They kind of always were.
Yeah, you had no problem hooking up.
That's been kind of a thing for me. But,
is that a problem for you?
No, not a problem. Well, it was a problem because I'm the kind of guy I've always been in long-term relationships with a couple breaks. Being that when I was in the Army, so the problem is I always got to be strong. You got to be. Of course. You got to maintain.
Especially when you're a good-looking guy. I mean, it's
you got
self-control.
You got to turn some stuff down sometimes. Right. So I've gotten used to that. But going back to when I got back from the Army,
we should all have that problem.
We should all exactly right.
Sid's like, I just want to date. This kid's turning down people. Send the leftovers to Sid over there.
So actually, when I got back from the Army, one of the things that changed me was not just physical, but it was also mental. Like I came back, you know, I was more confident. I felt like I was a lot older than I was, and for the first time in my entire school career, whatever, I got on the honor roll. And I took everything serious.
Yeah.
I took everything serious. I was on time. Like it transferred over.
And it was the senior year because it didn't count, of course.
It didn't count, but I just, you know,
that's amazing. Isn't that amazing?
I changed.
Do you think maybe they should throw a lot of guys in the military?
Honestly, dude, I think everyone should do a couple years of the military.
Or what about if they just did this? You had to do before you go into high school. Eugene probably will agree with this. Send them to boot camp for 6 months.
Boot camp,
right? You have to do boot camp. You don't have to go in the Army.
No,
Just do boot camp.
Absolutely.
These guys would come back like machines,
Did
like
you do any
Eugene.
boot camp?
When I was young,
He does his own
we have
boot
summer
camp.
camps like that.
Yeah,
Like
in
concentration
Russia, that's like
camps
they send the kids to the
in the
boot
forest.
camp. Yeah,
In the forest every summer.
yeah. And
Everybody has to do it.
Eugene probably ran the camp there.
After school, you would
Eugene probably was having them march, you know,
Right,
through the
right,
woods.
right.
All right, so you come back, you finish high school, now you go to the military.
Then I went back. I was
Where'd
in
you
the
go?
82nd Airborne Division, Fort Bragg. I was a paratrooper.
You jumped out of airplanes?
Jump out of plenty of airplanes.
The first airplane you ever
Perfectly good
jumped out of.
airplanes.
How does it start? They get you up there. You go into an airplane, right? They put the parachute. on.
First
Tell me
things
how it
first.
goes.
You get hooked up with
Right.
a parachute and everything before you go on. Obviously, you have to have at least a ton of checks before you go on.
Do you learn what you have to do before you jump out? Or do they teach you when
there's
you're up
airborne
there?
school. Like you go to airborne school,
Right.
this is like another 8-week thing.
But learning to jump out of an airplane and actually doing it are two separate things.
Well, there's a lot of different steps. Like
Right.
the first step is they put you in like maybe a 30, 40-foot tower,
Right.
and you go through the motion. So they kind of build you up
What do you
to
mean
it.
they get in a tower? You don't jump out of the tower, though, right?
You jump out, but there's a cord. But you're going through the motion as if you were jumping out of an airplane.
I got you. Is that scary? That sounds like it might be scarier than the airplane.
Every
Russia
step of
usually
it
throw
is
away.
scary. They say if you get on the plane, you're not scared. Don't jump. Something's not right.
Right.
I mean, it's you wouldn't be human if you
Right,
weren't scared.
right,
but
right.
you know what? I love that. I love that thrill.
You do.
I loved it.
I don't think I could do it, to be honest with you.
You can do it.
Well,
You
I
can
guess
do
if
it.
my life depended, I could do it. But I really wouldn't. I don't even want to try
You
it.
wouldn't do it for the fun.
No, it's not. That's not fun for me.
Oh,
so
man.
you're up there.
Adrenaline.
You jump the first jump. What are you thinking? Holy shit! If this chute doesn't open, I'm dead.
I'm shitting my pants the whole time before we jump out. But
How do you
it's
prevent
so
yourself
cool.
from pulling the cord right? I would want to pull it the second I jump out.
Well, the military jumps are different. They're not like. First of all, we only jump from 800 feet. And you wouldn't want to jump from 30,000 feet. You get plucked out of the sky.
What do you mean?
It's-
Okay.
See what I'm saying? It's a massive.
they're
attack,
low jumps.
Quick, low jump.
So you jump and
You're
pull the
hooked
chute?
on- You're hooked onto the plane.
Oh, you are? That
You're
doesn't
hooked on.
count, though.
It counts. No,
Yeah.
you're hooked on, and when you jump out, then it pulls your chute for you.
Oh, it does it
You
for
have a
you.
4-second
Oh,
drop.
so you really have no choice. You just jump in. If it
You got a
happens.
4-second drop.
Okay, gotcha.
So you jump out, and the crazy thing about it is when you're on the plane, everyone's like really tight together, waiting to go on. Everyone's
Right.
nervous.
Right.
The energy is going crazy.
Right.
The door goes up. I mean, the wind's blowing.
You're right.
Finally, you jump out. I mean, the parachute opens, complete silence. I mean, it's so serene.
Really?
It's so beautiful. Like you got to.
Once
try
the
it, man.
chute, once the chute would open, I'd be okay.
Of course, you'd be like, right.
It's
So
before
you-
the chute opens that I might have
Right.
a heart attack and drop dead.
Everyone does. Everyone
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
But I mean, it's so beautiful, man.
Yeah.
It's so serene. You're up there in the sky. You're literally like, it's unbelievable. I can't really.
Johnny, can you do a split screen? I could swear that
I put
Danny
some
Lee looks
pictures-
like Jason Poston, doesn't he?
A little bit.
what camera was that?
Right?
Now that you mention a
Right here?
little bit.
You look like Jason Poston a little bit. Get a close up, Amanda, of his
a
face.
little. You know
Can
what?
you do a split screen with Jason? All right, hold on a second. Is he? This
He-
could be the next Jason
He
Poston.
did give us
Jason,
a
what
shout
up?
out.
You watching, man? I'll meet you soon.
We got to have like a
wanna
like
see
a
on stage.
Zoolander pose down between the two of these guys.
A
you know?
post in, pose down.
That's right.
Actually, I emailed you some pictures of it in the air, Army pictures.
Oh, that's right. You
Did
did.
you get
Yeah,
those?
Johnny has those. Yeah, he'll put those up. See if you get the side by side with Poston first. We did the close up of Eugene before. Now we got to do the close up.
Jason Poston gave us a shout out on Twitter
Oh,
before
he
the
did.
show.
Oh, he
Yeah,
did,
so.
Nice.
He's a regular
Nice.
on the
I'm
show.
a big fan of his.
Now
Man.
you're going to try to turn pro in men's physique, and I
I'm
think you're
going
going to do
100%,
it. I
man.
saw the physique. You got the good physique going. You were fourth at the Eastern USA, which is a big step because that's a big
at the
show.
Easterns 2013, I came in second.
Oh, you were as high as second. What'd you do this year though?
So this year I did the Atlantic States.
Right.
See, at the Easterns, the guy that beat me was a little bit bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I look great. I'm
Here it is.
shredded.
You got to get Poston with the beard. Turn to the
Look at
side.
that.
Give us the other profile. Yeah. There you go. I think they're close.
That is,
They
yeah,
could be brothers.
that is.
Definitely could be brothers.
I don't know. He's a good-looking dude, though.
Yeah.
It's a compliment.
All right.
What was I saying? Okay, Eastern 2013 came in second.
Yeah.
The guy that beat me was a little bit bigger than me. He had a bigger back and stuff. So
Right.
I decided to try to put on some weight.
Right.
And that kind of affected me. I wasn't as conditioned
You
for the
can't,
Atlantic
you can't
States.
sacrifice conditioning.
Right. So I came in not as conditioned. So I came in 9th place.
Gotcha.
Um,
Let me take you back to
ahead.
jumping out of the planes. You
Yeah.
did this for 8 years. Most guys enlist for 4 years. Why'd you stay for 8?
well, what people don't realize is that you actually they have you for 8 years.
They
when
do?
you sign up. Yeah.
How did that happen?
What it is it's called inactive ready reserve. So you do 4 years,
Right.
And heaven forbid there's some type of they need people, right?
Right. They call you
Which
back?
Probably wouldn't happen in draft or whatnot, but you be the first one they call back. So I didn't really want to take a chance with that.
Oh, so you
I
just did 8
it.
years.
I was gonna stay in. I mean, I tell you what, the Army I loved the Army. Everything
you in
about
any
it.
wars
I loved
or
the
anything like that?
I didn't go overseas.
Okay.
But I love the Army. I love the whole aspect about the training, the discipline, everything. But I just felt there was more out there for me, and I felt like staying in the Army would be
Gotcha.
kind of
Where were you stationed?
Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
The whole time?
There you go. That's me.
at
in
that.
the
Is that
sky,
a
yeah.
selfie?
That's a selfie. One of the original selfies years ago.
Wow.
That's taken with like a regular old school CVS camera.
Like a throwaway camera.
Look at my shoe, my boots shining.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, there it is. That's what it was like in the air right there.
That's scary.
That's what you saw.
So you took that picture of all the other guys with that?
I took the picture. That's
Wow.
me. Yeah. Foxhole.
Is that a cigarette? A cigar?
That's a cigarette. I was just posing though.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to be like a movie star there. It looks good though, right? It fits.
Yeah. I think you could you get Eugene.
Machine gun.
He could play the good guy, Eugene. You play the bad guy. We'll film a little mock
let's do it.
movie.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Although he's got
I've never acted, but I'm up for
You
anything.
can do it. You can do anything. When you look this good, you can do it. You go to Hollywood, you'll be making $1 million. I told Eugene the same thing.
Let's go to
You look
Hollywood
like
then,
Eugene,
man.
yeah.
What's up? Let's do it.
All right, now when you're stationed at Fort Bragg, do you have a girlfriend there, or what goes on?
When I was in Fort Bragg is when I kind of I lived it up a little
Right.
bit. Remember I told you earlier I was
Yeah.
always in a relationship.
Yes.
Well, that's the one time that I wasn't. So
For
I
8
kind
years. That's a big time.
Well, more for like 4 years.
Okay.
4 years. I was 4 years single. Didn't have anything serious. That's when I kind of
Now, do the women in the North Carolina area, do they like the military guys?
Oh yeah, forget
they
about
do.
it.
So you can.
I
do
mean,
no
they
wrong.
would literally come on to the base.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you had it made there.
Typical stuff.
Yeah.
They even knocking
They,
on the door.
they come in groups.
Really?
Like, yeah.
So it's like the movie Officer and a Gentleman, probably. You're right.
Yes, just like that. Just like that.
Probably most people. Don't
Here's
know.
another shot.
Yeah, I mean, I say you should have stuck with modeling. I think you could have definitely you go the Mark Wahlberg
Well, I haven't
route.
completely given it up. I just got to get with the right people.
We got to get him an acting. Can you get him an acting coach, Eugene?
Yeah, man. What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm all in. I was talking to him outside about that.
He should
I'm
definitely.
interested in
He
getting
should
to it all.
definitely. He should be doing commercials and stuff like that with Eugene. Absolutely, because he has trouble probably getting a lot of stuff because he's too big. You're kind of like the right. When they say bodybuilder, that's really what they're looking for.
Okay.
They're not really looking. He's like more like a wrestler, football player, mobster
Right.
type of thing. But I'm impressed. Now, I don't know if you knew this, Eugene. He is looking to be a personal trainer with David Barton.
Right. Yeah.
Eugene knows David Barton very well,
You
right?
know
So do
David
we. I
Barton?
met David Barton.
Okay, so what it is? I have a friend that's there now.
He fired me
He fired you.
because he got jealous.
Did he try to hit on you?
You were training at David Barton?
No, but he was.
He was a train. Eugene was there before he even spoke English when he first
actually-
came from Russia.
Oh wow.
I landed in his
All the
gym.
gay guys at David Barton's gym loved Eugene. They used to take him out for dinners and
Actually, I had no money. Every night I had dinner with somebody, and I wanna go. Take with me. Couple.
that's when I was interviewing David Barton. Yeah, he's amazing because he's got to be in his 50s and he
that's
still
David
looks
Barton?
amazing.
I
Yeah, that's
didn't-
David
I didn't know
Barton.
what he looked
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. He was a good bodybuilder back in the day, believe it or not. I
Yes.
tried to convince him to compete in the Masters division, but so Eugene
Which
was
I can
there.
do, by the way, Masters now.
You can, but you
Don't do it, though.
Do open.
Don't do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
do
know.
open. You're-
I know.
Although you know what, take
Nah,
the pro card.
I don't want. Yeah.
Yeah, because then they pigeonhole you in the Masters.
Right.
Do open. Now, you worked at David Barton Gym. There's money to be made there,
couple
right?
years,
yeah.
yes.
He'd probably do great, right? The gay guys would love him, wouldn't they?
Which gym you doing?
I'm not sure which one it is. A new one opened up. I mean, I'm not in there yet. I have a
Village,
guy that's
village,
there.
Village, right?
Not the village. Not the village.
Where's the new one?
Uptown?
I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know which one it is. It's a new one that just opened up, evidently.
Because I heard he closed gym on 23rd Street.
Yeah, he closed that a while ago. My friend that's working at the new
I
spot
was
used to
working
work
there.
there.
I was working 16th Street
Oh, you are?
in the basement. Yeah.
I think it's hysterical that you never spoke a word of English and you made all that money there.
To be honest, they hired me with exam. He said, if you're gonna go through this, we're gonna hire you. And he gave me 4 people. He said, trying to explain what you're going to do with clients.
Yeah.
Like I went. Я не понимаю ни о чем, что ты говоришь.
What?
He was speaking Russian. He didn't know
I was
anything.
talking Russian, like.
Wait, did your clients speak Russian? Or?
They didn't care. They just wanted to oogle him the whole time. They worked out.
Me for managers, and I was training them like 4 sessions, and they all like it. And like, okay.
Because Eugene's a taskmaster, and these guys love to be told what to do by a guy who looks like him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he
And
had
I
it made.
had more clients and then other trainers there.
You should do like a military type of training. Like you should maybe also
Like a
do
boot
group
camp or
training,
something
but
like
like
that.
yeah,
I
boot
thought
camp
about
stuff.
that. I like one-on-one stuff though.
You do. All right.
I mean, I haven't trained yet, but
Right.
you know, I'm looking forward to getting.
Now-
It fits my persona more. you
I'm
know?
sure we're getting tweets from all the girls who want to probably hook up with him. But you have a girlfriend,
I do. Yes.
and she owns
long term.
a food business. What is
Yeah,
that
well,
about?
she's actually a big inspiration for me. She actually just quit her job full time.
Really?
To do this, her passion. Her passion is cooking. She's also a singer songwriter. Her name is Janelle Pena. She goes by the name Jade.
Jade. Okay.
And her new business is Chef Jade. Now,
Does she have any music on YouTube that we can pull up?
It should be on there.
All right.
Chef Jade is her basically business she just started.
Right.
And
What kind of food is she
it's just
cooking?
local. She can do the bodybuilding. Like that's why how I was able to stay in shape.
She cooked your food?
for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she cooked for me. She prepped for me.
Who does she cook for if not for the people
So
who
now,
work out?
so it start. It's anyone that just spends a lot of money out, doesn't have time to cook. It doesn't necessarily have to be healthy.
Right.
Whatever you want, she kind of caters it for you.
Like she'll
you
make
know?
she'll make bad food too if you want.
She can make fried chicken, whatever anything
Wow.
that you want. But typically, it's more.
Isn't that a lot of
healthy.
work? I mean, labor intensive because you have to be cooking every freaking day.
Well, she's fairly new to actually doing it for people. It
Gotcha.
was just for me.
Is it out of the city
But
or
she's
where is
actually we're in Queens, but
Right.
she's already delivered to. She's personally delivered
she
to
does
Jersey.
she does the delivery too?
She's been doing.
Wow,
deliveries.
she's a hardworking girl.
Yeah.
Marry her.
I mean, eventually, believe me, I'm working on that. Eventually, it's gonna. Well, hopefully, it'll get bigger and bigger. But right now, it's just locally. She started with a friend of mine. She's vegetarian.
Okay.
She started with a friend of mine who's a vegan,
Uh-huh.
and he got tired of spending so much money on all this stuff. Going out to the city, you
Right.
spend a lot of money on that type of
Sure,
food.
sure.
So she said, "Let me do a food prep for you." She did it for him. He loved it. She said, "Wait a minute, this works." So
Next time you come, you got to bring some food.
I will,
for us.
absolutely,
and then we
absolutely.
can taste it and we can help promote her business.
Absolutely,
a little
Chef
bit, because
Jade. You can check her on Instagram right now, Chef Jade.
What if
It's
people want on
pretty
Long
much-
Island? They want food. Will she deliver to Long Island too, or no?
Nothing is off limits right now. Because
Really?
remember, I told you she quit her for a full time
Right.
job.
How many
so,
days a week did you get deliveries? Does she deliver once a week, twice a week? How does that work?
She does once a week. It's a week prep, so she does once
Gotcha.
a week
So you get all your meals like on a Monday, say?
on a Monday. Or what she's been trying to do is
Stagger
is
it.
Do one Monday, once so that way she's not. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
in terms of cooking.
Right. Right.
But I see her in there and she's busting her ass cooking. But I tell you what, she's happy.
yeah. Is
She's
she
happy.
is she a
and
good cook
she's
though? Be
awesome.
honest. Be
She's
honest.
Honestly,
Really?
I'm telling you right now. Honestly,
Oh,
she's
there
an
it is.
awesome
Okay.
cook.
All right.
No, that's not it. That's not
No,
it.
wrong one, Johnny.
Wrong one. It's a chef_J. Try it again.
And so she is a good cook. What's her
Awesome.
special? What's her best dish that she has?
I like her Spanish cooking. I mean, she's
Right.
Dominican. That's what That's,
All right. You know what? I'm glad. Are you Dominican?
I'm not Dominican.
What are
No,
you?
no. My father's American Indian, Cherokee.
Right. Okay.
My mother's Scottish and English.
Okay, so you're not because you
I'm
do.
not
You do
Spanish.
look like you could have a
I
little
get-
Spanish.
I get
in
that
you.
all the time.
Probably because of the little beard and mustache you
Maybe.
got going on. The goatee.
Yeah.
I want to ask you something. She's Dominican.
She's Dominican. Yeah.
All right, Johnny Styles and I have this argument going because Johnny's from Puerto Rico and he claims that the Puerto Rican people don't eat spicy food, and I say all Latin people eat spicy food. Do you know anything about this?
Not really. I mean, I don't know what Puerto Ricans eat per se,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
know she specifically loves
Yeah.
spicy food.
Right. I've never heard of a Spanish person that doesn't, except for him.
Yeah,
he
she
burns
specifically
his
loves-
mouth. He
She
can't-
loves spicy.
He can't
My
do it.
brother's like that. He cannot stand spicy food at
Oh,
all.
really?
I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But-
I've heard of American people like that, but not
yeah,
like
yeah,
they're
yeah.
usually the Latin people like spicy food.
Yeah,
They're spicy people.
They can take a little bit of spice.
That's right. Now, what-
They can take a little heat.
Yeah, they could. They like the heat. What show are we going to see you at next year?
So my next show right now is going to be the Mets.
Okay, New York Metropolitans
New York
is in
Mets,
April, I
yeah,
believe, right?
April, yeah.
And what will obviously there's got to be a pro qualifier after that with Junior USA, Junior Nationals. What are you planning on doing?
Well, let's just focus on the Mets first
All right.
and see how that goes. I'm excited right now. I'm working with Chris Villa, Team Villa.
Okay, I know
he
Chris
just
very
linked
well.
up with Mark Anthony. They have a team New Breed. So Mark Anthony's on the West Coast.
Oh, okay.
And Chris is doing.
So they're
the
working
East
together
Coast.
then.
Yeah. So I'm excited working with him. We'll see what kind of package I can bring to the stage.
What did you think of the Olympia results this year? Jeremy Buendia.
You know what? I'm super excited. I love the guy. I mean, his physique is phenomenal. His genetics are crazy.
You think
And
he
he's a
deserved to win?
I think he did. I
Okay.
think he looked phenomenal. I think they got it right this year. You know,
what do you think happened to Mark Anthony? Do you think he's in the right place now, or do you think he got a bad placing?
I don't want to talk bad about any physique competitor because I mean,
Well,
give them all their props, but I do feel like I didn't really feel like he should have won the first time. Around.
Okay.
I mean, you know, looking at other guys, like, you know, you can't what you see you can't deny.
Why do you think?
I have no idea why he won in the first place.
Yeah, I didn't either. But maybe they liked his hair. But you know, hair is a big thing in men's
or
physique.
his posing. His posing was
Hair
pretty.
and abs, very big thing in men's physique. Now, what do you think
He didn't
about?
have a lot of abs though.
No, that's true. What do you think about Jason Poston and
Awesome.
And also Sadiq Hadzovic? Yeah,
those two guys, it's you know, between
those
those
are my two favorites.
Yeah, they're phenomenal, and
there they are.
like you just can't deny. I mean, personally, I feel like Sadiq should have won the first. I mean, if you look at him and you look at the little statue they have out on the West Coast,
Right.
It's literally the exact same thing. I mean, his work ethic, what he does, his person as a persona, both of them, all of them,
Right.
is awesome. So I think that they represent the sport in a good way.
All right. Well, good luck next year, and
Thanks,
good luck
man.
with your girlfriend's food service. We'll have
it.
to get you back here, and you'll have to
I look
bring
forward
us some
to it.
food.
Coming back as a pro.
And yeah, I think next year's going to be your year.
Looking for some sponsorship there. I don't
All
know.
right. We'll talk after the show.
Right. All right.
All right, well, guys, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, I know I threw Johnny for a loop. Johnny, do you want to put something up there first? Or should we you know what? Why don't we just stay? Let's stay with the show for a second. I got a couple questions. Sid, I know you've been listening to this interview, and I know you've been big into the men's physique world. Now, you've seen Jason. We've had Sadiq here. We've had Matt Acton here.
Sure.
We've had Vince Fiore here. Now, obviously, we got Danny here.
Right.
What's your take on men's physique, and where do you think the future is going in the sport?
Well, I do think it's going to grow because I just think more men in America look like men's physique competitors. But, going back to judging, I remember the first Iron debate that we had after the Olympia, your response was, they all look good. They all look so similar that I think it's going to become tougher and tougher to really differentiate. Who is going to be that upper echelon, who's going to be that top tier. Right now, fair enough, you look at Jason Poston, Sadiq Hadzovic, those are the names that are most commonly mentioned. You look at Jeremy Buendia. The thing about Jeremy Buendia is that, again, we talk about the mix of social media and the competitors. Jeremy Buendia is actually not that very active on social media.
No.
So, to be very honest, I hadn't even heard his name.
He's off the radar.
Exactly, before I came to the show. And, I remember specifically in the final call-out when they were announcing the results, I think a lot of people predicted Matt Acton was going to finish fourth. Then it was basically a toss-up between Jason, Sadiq, and Jeremy. But when they called Jason Poston third, the entire room was chanting for Sadiq. Right. So I think, just...
Well, I think he's the most popular
He's the
guy.
most popular,
Yeah.
exactly. But obviously, but again, how can you argue against Jeremy winning
I
that?
have a theory now. I've developed a theory, and this is, it's bikini and men's physique in the same theory. The theory is that the bikini girls and the men's physique guys all look so good that you could almost rationalize the top 20 winning. You could make a case for everyone in the top 20 winning, and the problem is that just like, sometimes you date a girl or a girl dates a guy and you're not really totally into them, but you kind of get sick of them after a while. And you're like, I want to move on to someone else. I think what happens is because the bikini and men's physique guys are all so close, we get sick of seeing the same person win. That's why what happened with Mark Anthony. And it's like you want new blood in there.
What you're saying is that there won't be, or there isn't a lot of room for a dynasty.
No,
at the
I don't
physique
think we're going to
level.
see a dynasty, and I think
Okay.
we're going to see a changing of the guard a lot, which will keep it fresh and probably keep it more interesting, but I think that it's going to be harder. I mean, what do you think about that when you hear me say that, Danny?
I mean, it definitely makes sense. You can look at the four top competitors right there, and you can see that they all look very similar. I mean, I give it to the judges, man. I mean, how they call who takes first, second, third, and fourth is
like
a mystery to me.
But with bodybuilding, you can see the muscle.
Yeah.
It's either the guy's
How
more
big
muscular
he
and
is, dense,
more conditioned, he
conditioned.
wins. Same thing with even figure to a certain degree. But with you really can make a case for anyone in that top 3 or 4 winning that show. And if they changed it next year, you'd have some people complaining, but most people would say, oh yeah, all right, I see it,
Right.
And same thing with bikini. The girls are so gorgeous, these girls, and they don't want super ripped glutes. So I mean, what do you really pick? All right, well, we saw this girl 3 years in a row. Let's get another girl in there.
Well, do you think that's a bad thing for it to change over like that?
It's tougher to predict how you can improve, and maybe you have to take an understanding that probably competing is not going to be where I'm going to be making my money in men's physique. It's going to be marketing myself through the competing.
I mean, no one's really getting rich off of men's physique.
Right.
Really.
Not yet.
It's what you can do with it that really makes you money. Right. It makes sense, you know?
Sure. All right. Well, you know, we have Christmas coming up next week, and I want to just ask you guys before we go, gifts. What is the ideal gifts, Sid, to buy, number one, a girlfriend, and the number one gift to buy someone like who's a good friend of yours?
Talking to a guy who hasn't had a girlfriend in 2 years.
Okay. Well, if you had a girl, let's
you know
pretend
what? You know what I got my last girlfriend?
What?
You know those hoodie footy pajamagrams?
Yeah. Did she like them?
She loved it.
She didn't break up with you because of it? Possibly.
No, but we broke up a month later.
Oh, did you? Maybe she just wanted to make it look like it wasn't a gift.
Yeah.
What would you get a good friend of yours? Like, what's a good gift? Like, what's like a hot gift out there now?
You know, I'm big on cologne. You know, cologne kits, gift sets.
Yeah,
right?
for friends.
For friends, yeah.
Eugene, is that gay to get a man?
Very
gay, right? Yeah, it's like that.
That's borderline.
Yeah, that's borderline gay.
I
Sorry.
would say,
Bring the flowers in the top of
Or watch.
Like for a friend would be like something like Apple TV or Chrome.
Apple
it's fairly
TV,
inexpensive.
that's good.
But it's
Okay,
a
that's
really
good.
cool
I've,
gift.
Amanda knows I've bought a few Apple TVs for a couple
They
friends.
have Chrome,
I bought one
they
for
have,
Johnny. I
the
got
Amazon.
one for my camp.
Yes.
Amazon TV,
The
the
Fire,
Amazon
right?
Fire
With that little
out.
Fire thing.
And it's like $50 something, you know. It's
Good
a great gift.
Very
great
good
gift.
idea.
I like
See,
that.
You should be you like Barbara Walters. What would you buy a good friend? I know you'd probably get him a gun, right? A machine gun or something, or a knife. You got me that beautiful sword once and the shield. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I would
He likes
like.
weapons, Eugene. What do you get a girl? What would you get Lena? Like what's,
Wife, jewelry.
What? Jewelry?
Yeah.
She likes jewelry.
Yes.
What's like her favorite type of jewelry? Rings, earrings, what? Bracelets?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything gold and diamonds.
Anything golden. Well,
Diamonds
she got
are
good
forever.
taste. She's yeah. What about you? What do you get your girl for like holidays and stuff like that? Don't tell us this year, but what did you get her from past years?
Oh, past years I've gotten everything from the typical stuff, perfume.
Right.
I got to take it to a concert, stuff like
Okay,
that. It's,
right.
it's good to kind of think outside of the box, you know,
yeah.
figure out what they like and just surprise them with it.
See, Amanda and I have come to this conclusion. I'm glad that she's in the same school of thought as I am because no one else has ever been in the same school of thought as I am. I've always been told to shut the F up, but we believe that we pretty much buy whatever we want anyway on a daily basis. Like if I want a snake, I go out and buy a snake. If she
Right.
wants a new coat or whatever, she'll get a coat or what. We buy whatever we want. So we have decided not to entertain the whole gift exchange thing. We're
Guess
just
what?
not
We're
gonna
not
do
doing it either.
We're not.
This year we're not doing
We're
it.
saving the money. We'd rather spend it on
Yeah.
something we really want to do.
It's smart. It's smart. I mean,
But a lot of people don't like that. Like, would you ever? I see Lena
it's
sitting
not
over there.
traditional, but
You could
it's
just nod. Would you ever say no gifts this year? No, she does. She likes gifts.
To
yeah.
be honest, Dave, when
Yeah.
when I was grew up, we had no tradition like
You
that.
had nothing. You had nothing
I
in,
even
in
didn't know
Russia,
about
right?
they don't
Gifts like that.
celebrate.
They didn't even have
trees
toilet
and all
paper.
that.
They had to use
I
leaves.
usually had like maybe some food at least on the table.
Just some
That's
good
it.
food.
If you had food, you were
That's
happy,
that's-
right?
That's what's
Yeah,
most
that's it.
important.
Yeah, and most people are. What was the best gift you ever got for Christmas as a kid growing up? You remember?
A synthesizer.
Music synthesizer.
Music synthesizer.
Were you a musician?
I toyed around.
You just
I
liked
was a drummer. I actually got really big into drumming,
Yeah.
but that's what kind of got me into music.
A lot of drummers. Aren't you a drummer, Johnny? Oh, bass player. Okay. What was the best gift you've got, Eugene, ever?
A belt.
A belt. What kind of belt?
A military belt.
Military belt.
Yes.
Actually, marine belt.
I got,
Marine
I got a
belt?
couple. Of
My
military
father
belts.
gifted.
Oh, your father gave you a Marine belt? Oh,
He
like
was-
an authentic, like
yeah,
KGB one?
He was Marine, yes, and he got for me.
He was
Actually,
a Russian
I
Marine.
was memorizing today actually about this story.
Really?
Yeah.
And what would you do? You still have the belt?
Yes, right, on my safe.
Oh, really? You got to bring it in when you wear your next.
cool.
When you come in dressed as the military guy, put that belt on so we can see it.
All right.
All right. What was the best gift you ever got, Dan?
Let's see. Probably my brother got me one of the latest Bose system, surround sound
remember
system,
Bose.
and
I
it's
have-
lasted forever, and it sounds great.
I still have one in my
and
house.
it's
Two in
just
my house.
awesome. So-
Sorry to interrupt you. This
Yeah.
belt mother used on me.
What happened?
My mother used this belt.
She
on-
whipped you with the belt. Oh, so it has good. It
Now
has
it's even
very
more
multiple
important.
meanings for you.
Yeah.
Johnny, what was the best
That's
gift
why
you
you have
ever
it locked
got
up.
growing up? What?
I don't remember now. I got too many gifts.
You don't remember one gift that you said, "Holy mackerel, this is what I wanted."
Well, 1985, I got a Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I was going to say the same
Yes.
thing. I was going to say my best gift I ever got was the VIC 20 computer. It was the first personal computer. It wasn't even a Commodore 64. It was
Wow.
the VIC 20. The VIC 20 was worse than the Commodore. It was like the first fledgling computer. You probably weren't even born
No,
yet.
I remember the Commodore 64. That was the first computer I ever
No,
had.
before that,
Well,
they had
yeah.
the VIC 20. Lena, what was the best gift you ever got since you're sitting over there? Her engagement ring on Christmas, she said. Oh, that's a good answer. What about you, Amanda? Do you remember any gifts that you've ever? I don't remember anything. A gymnastics suit or something like that? A pair of pom-poms or something? No, nothing? How about a bodybuilding weight belt? No. Okay, she doesn't have a great gift. All right. Who's that up there?
The Big 20.
Oh, the VIC 20, you found it.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it used to hook up to your television set. It didn't even have a monitor. You plugged it into your TV. I was on that thing for hours and hours and hours computing. I didn't play games on it. Well, I have a couple games, but the games weren't that good because it didn't have enough memory. But I would make my own programs.
That's a clutch find by Johnny there.
That is a pretty clutch one. YouTube has everything nowadays.
Yeah.
You can find anything on YouTube.
Yeah.
Google.
Yeah. So you will have gifts under the Christmas tree, Eugene, this year from Lena?
I hope so.
You do. Now, what does she usually buy you? Military stuff?
She buys clothes.
Clothes for you?
Armani, whatever. Everything.
Armani. Wow.
Fancy.
That's gay. Isn't that a little gay, Armani?
Lena, is it gay?
Hold on. I have a question. How do you fit into Armani stuff? You're huge. You can fit into Armani stuff?
Lena, you find, right? Some stuff, yeah.
You know what? Nowadays, with the clothes and everything like that, you got a very nice sport jacket outfit from Janine, our good friend Giorgenti, who made this jacket, by the way, and these pants I have on, and the shirt and everything like that. And she gave you a nice, beautiful outfit for Christmas.
Yeah, that was the
you look very
the
slick
Christmas
the other day,
Christmas
yeah.
bonus.
I know.
Yeah. No, I mean she's great, and obviously she's dressed you. She's dressed Sadiq Hadzovic.
She's dressing Rick Collins too.
Rick Collins, exactly, who's a party you were just at right now. So, I've been doing work for her.
What's
the last
website
year,
again? Giorgenti.
GiorgentiNewYork.com. And
you want to make an appointment with her? Yeah. She'd imagine what he'd look like in their clothes. She should make him a sport jacket. This guy would look like
she probably would. I mean,
we'll hook you up
use
with
a guy
her.
like
I'm down for that.
Yeah,
absolutely. I could use a new sport jacket.
Yeah. She'll customize it. It'll fit
That's
you
what
like
I need.
a glove.
That's what I need.
You know what I mean?
I haven't worn a sport jacket. I don't know how long because it doesn't fit me anymore.
All right. We are out of time now, guys. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. If we don't talk to you since then, we have a lot of traveling to do, and with the crazy schedule, I'm not sure we're gonna have a New Year's special. But I want to remind you before you all go to sleep tonight. Remember, why cut back? Hashtag us if you have T-shirt designs, any memes, and we will be giving out plenty of prizes. Guys, good night, everyone. We'll see you next year.